Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. If you like videos like this, I do a lot of party preps. It's one of my hobbies, always has been, but I also just love doing at-home birthday parties. I don't know, it's just what our family likes to do. So before we get into today's video, I want to thank eFavorMart for sponsoring, but I'll have more on that later. The first thing I always do in my party preps is get our cake baking, especially this cake. I wind up using so many different layers, and just basically I try to get started on the most tedious, most stressful things first. And for me, that's usually the cake, the DIYs, and the balloon arch. So starting with baking the cakes, and while that's baking, I'm just putting these snowflakes together that I grabbed from Dollar Tree for some decor. Our first batch of cakes is done. Moving on and throwing another batch in the oven. Also, if you're new here, I'm a mom of 4, and my girls just always want to be in the kitchen with me, which I love, but definitely makes it a little more challenging sometimes. I will say, when I'm actually concentrating, like decorating the cake for parties, I'm like, okay guys, mommy just needs a minute, because that part is too stressful. Plus they're always like digging in the cake for icing, so can't have that. But this part, we will let them help. Do you guys make your cakes or do you buy them? I just use usually King Arthur's gluten-free cake mix and make my own buttercream frosting. It's probably the best advice I've ever taken from subscribers, was to stop buying store-bought ice cream or icing and make my own. And it's so much more delicious and doesn't taste like chemicals, and it's just easier to decorate with. So we have the second batch of cakes in, and now my little mini me, Ella, is filling up our cupcakes now that she put all the liners in. She's such a big girl. I can't believe how big she's getting. Alright, so cupcakes are in. I wrapped my cakes, and now I want to give you a little montage, a little preview of what you can expect. Featuring eFavorMart. So eFavorMart is a one-stop party supply shop that brings your most Pinterest-worthy event planning dreams to life at wholesale prices. As you can see throughout this entire video, I'll be using products from eFavorMart, making my winter wonderland dreams come true. Before I found eFavorMart during the summer, I would always see like professional parties and stuff and be like, where did they get all that stuff from? Like, it's so gorgeous. Like, I didn't think it was something that I could do on my own. I thought it was like a professional party planner, but with eFavorMart, I'm able to make it look professionally done on my own. Like, look at these beautiful arches. I feel like they add so much to the parties. They're a great backdrop for pictures, and they just make me really happy. Also, the table covers are my absolute favorite because I don't have to worry about them blowing away when we have outside parties, but also it just makes like the plastic tables look so much better than, you know, just having like the metal legs exposed, and I just feel like it's really upped our party decor. Some specific items from this party alone that I really loved, and I know that all of our guests loved as well, were the beautiful like whimsical looking trees. I have 2 set up, one next to the party backdrop and one on the kitchen counter, which you saw in the beginning, and it just looks so beautiful, as well as these trees that you see on the island here with like icicles hanging from them. It's just so beautiful. If you want to take your party to the next level and support my channel, click the link in the description box below and use my code Tiffani for 15% off of your first order. I'll have everything linked down below as well as on screen here. And thanks again, eFavorMart, for sponsoring today's video. So we let the cupcakes cool, and now we're just putting them in this cute little container found at TJ Maxx a very long time ago, and it's actually our first time using it, but so easy to store the cupcakes like this and keep them from drying out. I usually don't do the icing on the cupcakes until the night before. I should have mentioned that. This is 3 days before the actual party, and now when you see us here, we're on 2 days before the party. We are doing the balloon arch, and the kids are helping me blow up the balloons. The goal of these party preps is, of course, to give you different ideas and teach you how I do things, but more so I wanted to inspire you to try to throw some parties yourself if you can, because it looks so intimidating, but when you get it down, it's actually very easy. And then now I feel like a veteran party prepper, since my oldest is 8 and I've been putting on birthday parties for 8 years now. I feel like we have our rhythm, and I just, kind of know what we're doing. I know how to do the balloons. For me, I know there's all different ways to do like balloon arches and balloon garlands. This is a balloon garland. I keep calling it an arch for some reason. But I just use the balloon tape that it comes with and pull the balloons through the holes, and that's it. And then to put it on the wall, which is the next tricky part, I tie ribbon around the balloon tape and tack that ribbon into the wall. You can use tape, whatever you want, but I do it on either end and then again in the center to reinforce it. You'll see here in a little bit, but you know, it doesn't have to be super expensive. It doesn't have to be super challenging. I just feel like if I can do it, you can do it. While I finish up the balloon garland, the kids are going to stuff the piñata. I just got a small one this year. There's always so much candy that's left over and it's a little excessive, so this snowflake little piñata will do. So they're working on that, filling it with candy and probably eating some. I have to look closely, but I just like including them in things that can actually be helpful, and plus it's good for them to make them feel like they helped as well. Next up, we are putting our backdrop up. We're using tacks in the wall. Usually I use the 3M strips, but I didn't have any and I didn't realize it until it was too late, so we're just using some tacks, no biggie. But that's how we do that. Everly absolutely loved her castle backdrop. The backdrop is from Prettiest Party Girl Parties on Etsy. That's where I have been getting my backdrops ever since she reached out and told me about her shop. It's just, I love how it's custom. The one thing that both Chris and I realized after the party was over is that I felt like I would have done more customization for her party, for her, like more pictures of her up or more things that said Everly, because this is the only thing we had that said her name on it. And I usually like to put baby pictures out or like put happy birthday Everly on the cake. So that's literally the only thing I would have changed about this party. But you saw before these beautiful trees. I'm actually obsessed with them and I want to keep them out year round. I'm not going to, but they're just so beautiful to me. I love anything with lights. I wanted some more height to this, so I was like looking all around the house, and then I found this little end table in my room and I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. Then I didn't like how it looked with just the metal, so I found a tablecloth and then some sequins to kind of like be like a tree scarf, not a tree skirt. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but that's what this would be if it was a thing. Just wrapping it around to cover up how the bottoms looked, and it was just beautiful. I also like to put the piñata out as part of the decor, just, you know, functional decor, which we love. So now we're finally getting on to some Minnie things. These are little Minnie and Mickey little goodie boxes that Ella and I are putting together, and then I got some fun nostalgic things to put in them. I don't put candy in this particular time because one, they were small, and two, I bought like little bags for the kids to collect their candy from the piñata. So they're leaving here with a goodie bag, a candy bag, and cute little ears. We all know that our kids would be genuinely happy with a pizza, some cake, and some loved ones around. Like, it doesn't have to be this extra, but like I mentioned, it's a hobby. It's like, I always call it like our own little Super Bowl because my kids talk about their birthday parties all year long. Like, They already have their themes picked out for the following year, and it's just such a big deal in our house, these birthday parties. And I know the sad truth is that they're not always going to want these at-home birthday parties. So while they do, I am fully living it up and making the most amazing memories for all of us. Next, I'm making some custom name tags for the goodie bags. I wanted to do this, but then I was like so tired. But then my kids started picking out what exact things they wanted in their individual goodie bags, like what color of the little phone and what color squish ball. So had to decipher which one was theirs. And I was like, you know what, let me see what Cricut Access has. And they had a cute little snowflake name tag that worked out perfectly. I'll show you a better like up close when I thread the ribbon through them, but that was where I finished off that night. That was day 2. So now we're on day 3, the day before the party. I am starting on making my icing. It's not any special custom icing that I make. It's literally the recipe that's on the back of the powdered sugar box. But if you've never made it before, don't be intimidated. It's actually very easy. You basically just whip up the butter for about 3 minutes until it's like a lighter color and it's fluffy. By the way, the kids are trying out the pieces of cake that I leveled off and they loved it. So anyway, it's just butter. You cream it for like, is that what you call it? Cream it? I don't know. For 3 minutes, you stir it until it's like fluffy and a lighter color. And then you add in a little bit of your powdered sugar, and then you add in some vanilla extract and some heavy cream. I just use half and half. And then add the rest of your sugar in and let it beat for a little bit, and it's perfect. It's the best consistency. If you're worried about the color of the icing, I will say make sure you get a clear vanilla, otherwise you're going to have like a more of a yellow colored icing. I've been there before and learned the hard way. So this is me not making a perfect cake, not completely leveling things, but making a cake that comes from the heart. And I actually look forward to this, even though they take years off my life, every single birthday party, and I doubt myself and I want to throw it away at one point. I am always happy like with making the cakes for my kids. I used to just buy them for the kids. I think I maybe I think I only purchased them once for the kids besides ice cream cakes, like a custom cake. And when I saw the price and like how it actually looked, I was like, oh no, I'm trying to do this at home. So that kind of like sparked it. I made all my kids, well, not all my kids, I made Carter's Cake Smash Cake, Tanner, Ella, and Everly. I believe I realized that you can buy small ones from like the grocery store bakery and just take off their decorations and put your own decorations on. So I did that. But as far as like your actual birthday cakes, I realized that I love to make them myself. And like I said, I have a whole party prep playlist on here for you to check out. So the cake, I put my crumb coat on, which is just a thin coat of icing, and now I have it in the fridge. That's the best way to do it so you don't get crumbs throughout your icing. And while I'm doing that, I am icing my cupcakes. Pinterest made me believe that I could make an Olaf out of cupcakes, but I don't know, this is like Olaf's long lost cousin or something, but this is not Olaf, but A for effort. Actually, while I'm watching this, I think I'm going to name him Ozzy, Olaf's cousin. And you know what? The kids loved it. That's all that matters. It tastes good, but boy, that was definitely maybe a fail. Right, back to the cake. One thing I will say is that I get everything set up, I get everything cleaned before I even start decorating, because as an ADD like perfectionist, which is like probably like the worst combo ever, I need like a good environment when it comes to decorating the cakes. I love it, but I get stressed out, but yet I get in the zone. It's very weird and full of lots of emotions, but again, I love it. It's not, I don't even want to say it's a love hate, because I don't hate any part of it, but I do get all the way stressed out the whole time I'm decorating it until it's done. And then I get this burst of like, wow, I love this. This did come out good. But anyway, I made my icing colors, and then I'm just kind of like smoothing it on. First, I'm piping it on and then smoothing it. For Ella's unicorn cake, she had a unicorn disco party in August. And for that cake, I kind of just like used my knife to put the colors on and then smooth it out. But I think I like this way better, even though it's kind of annoying to keep refilling your piping bags. Also, you may notice that I didn't wash the piping bags in between, because I kind of wanted like the effect of the colors being mixed together as it goes up. Not exactly ombre, but sort of. And then the icing that I had left over from like the scraper, I wound up putting that back in the bag and using that for like the edges around the cake. You'll see. This cake stand is so gorgeous and so extra, but was giving me all the Frozen vibes, so I had to get it. This was one of my Favor Mart purchases. Chris was hilarious. He was making fun of me saying it was an end table, but it's beautiful and it could definitely be used over and over again. Now it's time for the cake drip. Also, do your kids say drip? Like Carter and Tanner, like, oh, that's drip. I think that means cool. I don't know, but I don't even know. I am a mom now, and my kids are way cooler than I am. But this is the first time that I bought this cake drip on Amazon. But in the past, I have made my own with just like melted down chocolate and some water. I will say this was easier. You just throw this in the microwave, you have it in like this container, and it's all like good to go. But if you want to do it yourself, just look it up on YouTube. I think it was literally just melting the chocolate, and then I think you can add like a little bit of milk and water to make it like the drip consistency. So I'm to the point where I'm feeling like my vision is coming together. I always love like the decorating with accessories. It's like my favorite part, like using these little balloons that you'll see. I'll give you like a better up close look in a minute here. But like using these and the mini ears and just like all that stuff. I know once I'm there, I'm like, okay, we got this. It's gonna be cute, but it's definitely the funnest part for me. All right, so the cake is officially done. Again, I'll give like a better close up at the end of the video when I do like an overview of every little detail. But I got changed out of like my jeans and stuff, and like decided to clean up, like basically just getting over the fact that we have the backdrop and the balloon arch, and now the cake done, the Olaf cupcakes. Like I feel like we're over the more stressful things, and now we're just on to like the more tedious things, like unpackaging and getting everything up and like all the final little details. So a fun fact, these trees, they're like manzanilla trees, something like that. When Chris and I were getting married back in 2014, we were searching everywhere for these branches because my vision was a clear glass with these brown wooden I always get mandevilla and I don't know, whatever, the type of tree branch. We were looking everywhere for them and they were so expensive. Like one branch was like $80 and we had all these tables to fill up and we paid for our wedding ourselves. So I forget, I think our florist wound up being able to find them for a more affordable price, but I feel like our centerpieces were definitely one of the most expensive items at our wedding. All right, just Googled it. It's manzanita tree and manzanita branches. But anyway, it's just funny because now they're so readily available on places like eFavorMart. If I was doing like a wedding or a wedding shower, bridal shower, any of that stuff, I 100% would also check there first. They have some really extravagant, beautiful items as well as like everyday things. Like this ribbon that I'm using is also from eFavorMart, but I think it gave the perfect little frozen touch. The old Tiffany would be like, this doesn't match perfectly. Like, no, but the new Tiffany really likes how this looks together. All right, so this part was a little challenging. I had a vision and I couldn't really make it come together. So I wound up using a fishing wire and tying it to all of my pendant lights here and then hanging some more lights on it. So you'll see how it all comes together, but it's not the best. I had to use some tape that's pretty visible, but the effect was still there, just not in the best way. So the finished product was beautiful if you ask me, and this was an afterthought because I ordered 2 of these from eFavorMart, but it was like I planned it even though I didn't, and I love, love, love the way it looks. And it was even perfect like during the party that you're still able to see the effect. Next, I'm just putting some flowers together. These flowers are from eFavorMart and they're kind of like a foam material, but they look super real and they're easy to adjust. And then the stem is like a wire, so also very easy to adjust. And then I just got this like icicles and fake snow to put in the vases as well. So now I'm putting another one of those trees in the corner here behind the skylight, and I love this, gave it a nice like, again, just icy theme. And then I added another tree next to it, which you'll see in a minute here, that I wound up putting ornament, I don't know, ornament drinking balls. That is not the name of it, but you know what I'm saying. I filled them with cranberry juice and orange juice. They're actually from a party that I had a couple years ago, and I put Ningxia in them, but this time I put just cranberry juice and orange juice so people could pull them off the tree and make their own little mimosas. So I was just putting these ornaments out to kind of just like see how it would look the next day. So I left them there until the actual party day, and then I went ahead and filled them. I will say thank you, Mitch, for telling me to put like a weight, like actual like weight on top of the tree so they were more sturdy for when people were pulling the ornaments off the tree. So just a little heads up, you definitely need something to weigh it down. Next, I'm just putting the covers on these arches. I love that you can just order like whatever covers you want. Use them for the Halloween party and for Ella's unicorn disco party, and they're just super cute. And again, they make a good backdrop. There is the large round one that I'm also obsessed with. So glad that I ordered these bows for the chair from eFavorMart because I feel like it kind of tied in some more pink. We're getting a little blue heavy. Plus it kind of reminds me of a mini bow. So super cute, easy, a fun idea. Again, just sticking to those little tedious tasks and unboxing everything and putting it out. I'm just putting together this cute little cupcake stand that's supposed to look like a castle. It was probably unnecessary. I think nobody wound up eating the extra cupcakes over there. I always order way too much food and way too much desserts. I have been just getting like mini desserts from Wegmans and putting them out for our parties. But anyway, Chris and I are starting on the balloons. We're having way too much fun cracking up and realizing that we should have been using the balloon pump the whole time instead of doing everything by mouth. And you know, for parties, I always put like the age balloon up there. The last thing that I'm doing on this particular night before bed is adding some more of like the Mickey mini balloons, and then I'm gonna call it a night and we'll be moving on to the next day. I'm also hanging up these happy birthday balloons.
Go, babe. Can't you see that I need company? I'm losing my way. Only get through when it's you plus me. I'm sorry. Honestly, can't you just call me? Where you at? Where'd you go, babe? Let me fix my mistakes. Wish you could be here right now. Lay here by my side. All day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright. We gon' work it out. No way, no way, yeah. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone, still missing you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone, still missing you. It is party day. I'm officially ready besides my outfit, and I'm just doing everything to get started for the party. It was a brunch. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. So people were going to be here at 10:30, 10 a.m. We had the caterer here just setting up all of the food that we ordered. We order from like a local restaurant. It's like our favorite family restaurant to go to, but they also do a delicious brunch, and they're just amazing there. So I love supporting, like a small family restaurant.
Ricardo was so sweet. He kept asking if he could help with anything, and like I'm somebody that I get so in the zone. I'm like, no, it's fine, I got it, I'll do everything. But I'm learning like tasks that they can definitely help with. So he's just taking off all of the labels off the water bottle, which is so extra, but it does just look so much nicer at a party. So he was doing that, and now I'm just getting everything lit up. I have all these candles to light up. I'm setting up the little desserts that we got from Wegmans as well. Alright, so the cupcakes are done. Again, these I just ordered from Wegmans, and I don't think any of them got eaten because people ate the cake and the Olaf and the other desserts, but it was just extra. I always wind up doing stuff like that. But anyway, this donut stand is also from eFavorMart. It's super cute, and I know I'll use it again since we host everything besides Thanksgiving. But I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I want to just show you an overview of all of the little details. I was so happy with how it came out. Again, thanks for watching. I will see you on Sunday.
I feel love like no other, a baby and a mother, sweetest thing that I'll ever be. When I hold you close, I hold everything. Every breath you take, a song I sing. I find love like no other, a child with my lover, sweetest thing that I've ever seen. Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation.